Hi, this is Anita from the Dusty Roads podcast. If any of you out there are interested, I have recently written a book which is up on Amazon, and you'll be able to find a link also on my website called A Bus on a Dusty Road, Life Lessons Living in Asia. The content of this book is it covers a lot of different things which I have seen and learned in Asia. So if you're interested in the world, interested in learning about other people and how they've lived, this is really a great read. I've tried to on purpose make it as an easy read, something that will make you think, and each chapter comes with a life lesson at the very end of it. So for example, one of the first chapters, at the very end of it, there might be a life lesson that has something like this to it. True kindness and civility are universal virtues that transcend socioeconomic status, time, constraints, or any superficial differences. And then I go on and explain more as to why I feel that way and why the experience that I had that talked more about this. Today in our podcast, I'm going to talk a little bit about Hawaiians and Samoans. And I had the great privilege of being able to spend some time at Brigham Young University in Hawaii. And while I was there, I got to know several Native Hawaiians and Samoans. But Samoans and Hawaiians are not the same. They are, in fact, two different cultures. Today, Hawaiians are considered to be Americans. Hawaii is a part of the United States, so a person who's Native Hawaiian are considered to be American and American citizen. But in Samoa, there are two parts in Samoa. There's the American Samoa and the independent state of Samoa. They are essentially two different countries, even though their cultures may be quite similar. This is because the Samoans live in an archipelago of islands, and the island area covers 1,170 square miles. It's in the Central Pacific. Most of this is for the independent state of Samoa and American Samoa. The American Samoa is an unincorporated territory of the United States located in the South Pacific Ocean. It is not a state of the United States, but a territory. America Samoa is the number one recruiting station for the U.S. military. So that's interesting. So a lot of American Samoans are recruiting into the United States military there. It's the only significant territory of the United States where the U.S. citizenship is not granted at birth. And people born in American Samoa are considered non-citizen nationals. The population of American Samoa is just over 46,000. So it's really not a very big territory or a very big area. 46,000 is about the size of my small suburb here in Milwaukee. Outside of Milwaukee, the suburb of New Berlin is probably very close to that. So the official language is English and Samoan. The independent state of Samoa is another part of these archipelago islands. And until 1997, it was known as Western Samoa. But today, it's known as the independent state of Samoa and is considered democracy. The population of these islands in Samoa is much greater than the American Samoa. It is over 200,000, and the official language is Samoan and English. So actually, the American Samoa and the independent state of Samoa are probably more culturally together than the Hawaiian Islands are. And when you go to a place like Brigham Young University in Hawaii and you have Samoan friends and you have Tongan friends and you have friends that would be considered Native Hawaiian, you very quickly learn that there are some distinct differences between the cultures. I remember at Brigham Young University in Hawaii, I took a class about dance for some of the different native dances. And, the Hawaiians have the hula and the Samoans had a slap dance. So even like their dances and their culture can be very, very different. Their houses, how they live, everything about them can be actually quite different, even though there are some similarities. Their houses are not the same. The dances are different. The music between the two countries is very different. And the traditional dress is also very different between these two different countries. So when you look at Hawaiians and Samoans, you might think, oh, they seem to look the same because they're, both Polynesian, but they can actually be quite different when it comes to being two different cultures. Today, I think almost all Hawaiians would say that they are American. They've assimilated well, into the American culture and would consider themselves citizens of the United States. Whereas in America, Samoa, the Americans that are there are kind of a little bit in limbo because they don't get guaranteed citizenship at birth. And there's, just 46,000 of them there in American Samoa, whereas the independent state of Samoa is very different. And those two are probably more linked together than, say, Samoa and Hawaii. We hope that you've enjoyed this and that you will take the opportunity and check out our book. We'd love to have you check out our book and let us know what you think about it. We hope that you enjoy being part of this global world and part of a global citizen. That's kind of what this podcast is all about, is living your life as a global citizen. That's why we try to talk about, different things from all over the world. We try to talk about different points from all over the world, because we honestly believe that we should each strive to live our life as a global citizen. I'm going to put a link into my blog that's about our Hawaiians and Samoans, the same thing. Are they different? If you'd like to be able to read more information about these two great cultures and as to why they're similar and how they're actually different in many ways. I feel like this is a really important thing if you're going to travel to Hawaii or travel to Samoa, that you understand some of these differences so you just know and understand that they are two different cultures. Thank you so much for listening. And, we hope that you'll give us a thumbs up, that you'll subscribe to our podcast. We'd love to have you be part of our community. And thank you for being a part of this. And thank those who help make this possible and help you get this podcast together. It takes a lot of work to get a podcast together. So we'd like to thank our team also, especially Rico.